Hey, it's Father Taylor, and today is Friday, December 9th. And here's we used to call it the eBlast, but I feel like we should call it Weekend Update. So here's your weekend update for December 9th. So here's the big things happening this weekend that you probably already know, but I want to make sure you know. Lessons and carols. Saturday, 4 o'clock, lessons and carols. Paula has been working so hard on this. Choir members, people who have come in to join the choir for lessons and carols. So it's going to be a great thing. Lessons and carols really started, kind of out of a situation in the war. A guy who was a chaplain in World War One came back to England and said, "Man, we really need something, for the sake of lifting people's spirits." And so, so it was born in a church in England. So the tradition is you go from like, here's the world that God made, and here's the situation that's happened since that. Since then, things are got bleak and dark, but God didn't give up on us. It traces the whole history of God's recovery plan all the way up to Christmas. Beautiful service. Many of you have seen it before. So that's Saturday at 4 o'clock and also Sunday at 4 o'clock. I also want to encourage you. I believe that Saturday is going to be a bright and brisk day. And earlier, before lessons and carols at 2 o'clock, some of us will be down for lunch in the park. And I think the crew, Bill Pascucci, has been kind of working with people, developing, adding some people into our crew who prepare the lunches. But it's always great to go down. And the more you go down there and kind of meet people, you become part of the congregation. You get to know people. So I encourage you to come on down. We start that service at 2 o'clock on the little bridge that's right there by the pond. It faces right there, right where you would enter if you wanted to go to the merry-go-round at Bushnell Park. Come on down. I would love to see some folks down there. I'll introduce you. I'll be there. And it's actually a really uplifting time. So that's Saturday at 2, lunch in the park. Saturday at 4, lessons and carols. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, we have our 8 o'clock service. 9:15, we have our service with music. And then at 4 o'clock, lessons and carols. But as they say, that's not all. And you have to check your calendar and say that next week on Wednesday the 14th, is our service, which we call the service of hope and healing. So let me remind you that this service began during a period of time, really late 90s, early 2000s. Some churches all over the country were saying, sometimes Christmas is a hard time for people. And so, like the traditional, everything's going great and let's go sing Silent Night. Sometimes that's hard. And so they began a service which is really kind of ministers to people who have, for whom maybe Christmas is a difficult time. They used to call it a Blue Christmas service. So that's our service of hope and healing. It's never been like a packed out service, but it's always been a very powerful service. We have done in the last year, not quite year and a half, we've done 26 funerals here at our church. And while those times are times of remembering our hope, that even at the grave, we make our song, Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. It still means that when anniversaries like Christmas come up, those can be hard times. So I encourage you to invite someone to come, someone who this might be helpful for. You might be thinking, my year's going great. Invite someone to come to the service for hope and healing. That's Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. The following Saturday, we have our centerpiece making morning. It's kind of like I don't know that many guys have ever gone to that, but the women find that a really helpful centering time making centerpieces. I know it seems like a play on words, but they get together, they got some coffee and some things to eat. They just kind of have some great fellowship time. So you're invited. You're invited to come to, and that's at Saturday, a week from tomorrow, Saturday the 17th. That's the centerpiece making event. It starts at 9 a.m. at the church. All right. Also, just a reminder that during the Christmas season, we often have people donate poinsettias. and for the purpose of remembering someone that they've known and loved, and that goes in our Christmas Eve bulletin. So be contacting Carol about the poinsettias coming up. And I'm just trying to think, is there any other thing? We got Christmas Eve services, which I'll tell you about next week as we're getting closer. But just a bunch of stuff coming up. All of these things are printed in your bulletin on Sundays or on the back of your bulletin. They also appear in the text for our eBlast. So that's the way it goes out. And most of the stuff is also put out on Facebook. So we're communicating this in a bunch of ways. All you have to do is look. All right, so great. So we're thankful that some folks like myself had COVID, but we got through it, and now we're back in action, and it's a great time of year. Advent, what a great time of year, great season. Really love this season, and so God bless you, and hopefully we'll see you starting on Saturday and Sunday. All right, talk to you soon.